Would you all please stand and join Tim Johnson with the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if you'll remain standing for the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Be the inspiration is the theme for our International Rotary Year. The year of the centennial also for the Boulder Rotary Club. And our theme, a century of service. How do we live up to these special themes, these themes that so depict this exceptional year? We begin by giving thanks. All good things come from God, and we give thanks in this week as we have seen the rescue, the cave rescue in Thailand, the international cooperation that has brought about the deliverance of 12 boys, their coach, and the very courageous rescuers. And we look to the source for being the inspiration. The source in our serving in Rotary and in relating internationally, I find also in the book of Job, in a verse in chapter 32, but it is truly God's Spirit in a person, the breath of the Almighty One that makes for understanding, that makes wise human insight possible. We pray, O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come. We enter upon the 100th year of our Boulder Rotary Club with thankful hearts. You have blessed the service of our many members, represented by the fulfilled terms of President Marty and club officers. Renew our life together and our service for our community and for our world in this anniversary year, and guide our leaders, particularly President Michael, and our members in all that we do. Be present among us with peace and joy, for we pray in your inspiring name. Amen. The Spirit be yours, President Michael. Please be seated.
Okay, next, happy Friday. Really nice. If you are a visitor, if you can hear me, if you are a visitor, please stand up.
We have all the visitors.
A Rotarian with a guest. Now, if you are a visiting Rotarian, please stay seated just for right now. And I'll go around and we'll introduce some folks. Thank you. All right, I'm going to start right here. Daryl?
All right. Check. All right. Well, gentleman standing next to me, I've known for over 23 minutes, and it's my pleasure to introduce him here. It's Chris Bloom. He's been in Boulder for about 12 years. He's a veterinarian and currently practicing as a veterinarian recruiter, and he's a prospect for the club, so please welcome him. Chris?
Jim, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. I'm going to hit all the visiting Rotarians next. All right, so Willie.
I have three friends today that I'd like to introduce to you. First of all, Jim Remnant, who's been in Boulder for 20 years. came from Silicon Valley and located in Paradise. He is a friend from church and from the community, and he certainly has a Rotarian's heart as he leads the Lamb's Lunch program of First Presbyterian Church, which is a ministry to the homeless. Thank you for being here, Jim. And also, I have another two friends. Peter Jepson has come from Arkansas, and there's no explanation needed for that. And he's practiced dentistry for 9 years and taken up a practice here. And he's my dentist and assures me that I will be more handsome and I will be taller after he's finished with me. My third guest is Carrie Power, and she has been here twice before, and she likewise is a refugee from Silicon Valley, and we welcome her. And I want each of you to tell her how Rotary is so to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Today I have three guests. This is Bella Frustacci and one of her daughters, Maddie, and the stubborn one over there is Lindsay. And they love coming to Rotary not only for the camaraderie, but for the great food. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, Meryl, I'm coming back to you because I hear you have some visitors in line. This is a roving microphone.
So we have two guests that are in line. So if this is Carrie McElvain, she is seriously considering joining our club, and we're very excited about that. She's in marketing for a startup in healthcare, and so she'll really add to our marketing effort in Rotary. So please welcome Carrie. And this fellow everyone knows, I'm sure, John Terr, the president of the chamber, and he's here because Carrie volunteers to help new businesses get started in a good footing as they relocate in Boulder. So please welcome John Terr.
Welcome. Okay, another visitor here in line, quick.
Today I brought my husband, Chris Sachs. You've met him before. He's a project manager at CU, currently enrolled in the Leeds School of Business, and is a new baby daddy to be. Chris and I are expecting our first child.
Yay, welcome. Any other visitors in line? And otherwise, I'm going to head over this way. Sam, I'll be right up there in a minute. Alessandro?
Welcome, dear Rotarians. I have the big pleasure introducing you today a C. We could be called for one day BRCH, Boulder Rotary from Switzerland. This is 2 times past district governor from District 1980 from Switzerland, Dr. Urs Herzog. And he is here because of the meeting this morning of World Community Service. And we are very happy that he's here.
Dear President, dear all, dear Rotarians, I'm very happy to be here beyond you, and I'm very happy that your club supports our project will be taken in India in the next year. Thanks very much.
All right, as I'm walking up to Sam, if you are a visiting Rotarian, including folks up at these reserve tables up here, stand up.
My guess is Robert Urban, and Robert is consulate for the Czech Republic. And he's also a past Boulder Rotarian that's coming back to be reinstated. He's a State Farm insurance agent here in Boulder.
All right, great. Thank you. Welcome. All right, Jim, introduce yourself.
I'm Jim Rohr from Mountain Foothills, and I'm here to honor your new president, Mike Brady.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, visiting Rotarians, I'm coming up here to talk to some. You want to stand up? Mike, do you want to introduce your
So I had the great pleasure of being the district trainer for 3 years. And what that meant is not only did I have this as my home club, but they were my Rotary Club as well. And so I have so many friends that I worked with on the executive committee and district-wide. So I am glad that they're here, and I want to introduce each one of them. Bev Mendel, she is the office administrator, Operations manager. You'd think I'd get her title right. Operations manager. She and I used to talk every day for about 3 years. So I'm so glad that she is here. Bev Mendel. Dan Himmelsbach, he is a past district governor from 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. And he is also a coordinator at the zone level. He's a big wig in Rotary. So Dan Himmelsbach, good friend of mine. Thank you, Dan. Abbas Rajabi, most immediate past district governor, and he did an outstanding job this past year, and I was so honored to work with him. Thank you for being here. Denver Southeast. You're going to hear some more about this guy, but this is also a past district governor, past Rotary International director, past Rotary International vice president, you know, yada, yada, a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff, you know, but who cares about the past? He's here right now for us, and I'm really honored by that. He's my good friend. Thank you, bud. Okay, we have, oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, no, we got Kay here too. You stand up as well. So this is Bill Downs, past district governor. He and I had a great time working together. Ever since he's no longer past district governor, I no longer get emails or phone calls on Sunday mornings. And so, but he was an outstanding past district governor, my good friend. Thank you. Thank you. And his lovely wife, Karen. I asked her how to introduce her. We've known each other for a long time. We always joke with each other, and she's always hitting on me. And so she's always flirting, and see, yeah, see, that's what it is. And so she's like, just say that. And so I did. This is my good friend, Scott Smeester. We're fraternity brothers. About 2 years ago, we were at different schools. I was trying to get him recruited to help out in some fraternity stuff. He's like, I don't have time for that. So then I said, don't worry. Why don't you come check out Rotary? That doesn't take any time, all right? And so he has joined the Denver Mile High Club, and he's their president-elect, and my good friend, Scott Smeester. And Connie, did you... Okay, Connie is the current district trainer, one of the 2 district trainers. She and I worked on a board together. She's a former assistant superintendent for St. Vereen Valley School District, and she's my good friend as well. Thank you, Connie, for being here.
Thank you, Mike. And over here we have our current assistant governor for the Boulder Club, Dan Kapsak, a member of the Niwot Club. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, have I left out anybody here? Any other visitors or visiting Rotarians? If so, wave your hand in the air. Otherwise, I will, oh, yes. Robert, please stand up.
Behind every woman, there's a strong man of 118-month anniversary. Thank you, my Rotary partner, Robert. Couldn't have done this without him.
Yay, Robert. With that, thank you very much for being here, and come again soon. Marty?
Thank you so much, and we're delighted to have you all here today. As you know, this is installation, celebration, awards, and whatever you want to add to it. It's just an outstanding play for the day. So at this time, I would like to invite those who are the outgoing members of the board and officers. So if Sally Brown and Chad Stam, I don't believe Tony Martinez is here, Cassidy Murphy and Bill Meyer would come forward. At least would like to thank you all for the service that you have given this year, and we couldn't have had a better board to make this all happen. And George Browning, as well as the secretary, So at least come up so we can see your smiling faces and say thank you to all of you. Why don't you come on? Yeah, Mike, come on up. Why don't you come on up so they can really see? Smile pretty. Sure. Yep. You're the as I understand it, you were the outgoing. They are very outgoing, but they have been an incredible board this year, and we know that they will be followed by an even more wonderful one if that's possible. So,
I'm not outgoing.
well, no, you're not. But stay, hey, Danny, stay close. This is Danny with a Y. So Chad Stam, Cassidy Murphy, George Browning, Mike Brady is becoming something other than elect, I think. And then Bill Meyer, who's going to shed the past president words and return to a different sort of life, and Sally Brown. So thank you all so much for all that you've done. So at this time, Greg, I'd like to interrupt your lunch. And we'd like to call the following people forward. So Dan Scher, come on back. John Rieger, Merrill Glustrom, Pam Hike, Doug Yeiser, Lindsay Sachs, Paul Jurdy, if you'd all come forward. And I would like to present to you, Greg, these are the members of the board, and then I'd like to ask additional members to come forward. These are the co-presidents and co-chairs of our membership groups: Chrissy Bowen, Roberta Farrington, Doug Yeiser, and Bill Sebastian. Then may I also have the following officers come forward: Shannon Lamone, as treasurer, Kathy Olivier, John Sullivan, president-elect, and Mike Brady, if you haven't changed your mind.
Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to be here today to do this great honor. All of you are up here today who have been elected to important positions in the administration of the Boulder Rotary Club. This is an indication of their esteem and confidence in you. They believe you will uphold the high traditions of the club, that you will give the best of your executive abilities to the influence of the interest of the club and carrying forward the objective of Rotary. I ask you to end this sentence with, I will. Will you all fulfill the responsibilities of your offices to the best of your ability and in accordance with the constitutional documents of the Boulder Rotary Club? If so, will you each answer, I will? That didn't hurt. To incoming President Mike Brady, my friend. Mike, you have been elected to the office of President of the Boulder Rotary Club by its members. It is expressive of their confidence in your leadership. I now have the pleasure of administering to you the oath of office. So please, oath, it will be. Now, Mike, this sounds like you're going through a deposition, so just hold on. I, Mike Brady, repeat after me, please.
Yes, sir.
I, Mike Brady,
I, Mike Brady,
as president of the Boulder Rotary Club,
as president of Boulder Rotary Club,
will to the best of my ability administer the duties of the office of the president
will administer the duties of the office
of the president. No,
of the president.
This is not you did. This is not this hard. In a business-like manner.
In a business-like manner.
In accordance with the club's constitution and bylaws.
In accordance with the club's constitution and bylaws.
Furthermore, I will give support and assistance.
Furthermore, I will give support and assistance
to the district governor.
To the district governor.
And to Rotary International.
And to Rotary International.
I bestow upon you this President pin as a symbol of your office. Well, I'm looking forward to this. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Michael Brady, the president of the Boulder Rotary Club. To the incoming officers, directors, and co-presidents, you have been selected by the members of this club to guide its affairs during the coming year. You have been entrusted with an important responsibility that will help shape the future of this club. Please repeat after me. I, state your name. It's a hard job. Do accept and understand the charges of the office to which I have been elected and will work with diligence for the betterment of the club. I present to each of you the Rotary pin appropriate to your office. You got a lot of pins. Please congratulate your new officers and directors for the Centennial Rotary Year. You don't get a kiss.
Or serenade.
Next one.
Marty.
Oh, this is a good thing to give you.
Secretary.
I feel bad.
Dan Shear. Dan. Dan.
Yeah.
So John Reader. Yeah, why don't you do John is right there. John. John, stay close. Pam, she's the other one line. Doug. Lindsay Sack, she's the next caller.
Yes.
Paul.
Oh, okay. Well, and be sure today when I do my remarks. Okay, yeah. Because some of them early on, it was like it wasn't. But don't move my head because I'm moving my head. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Okay, to the officers and directors in the audience, though you are retiring from the administration of this club, your continued active involvement in the club is extremely important. On behalf of Rotary International President Ian Risley, incoming President Barry Rassin, the Board of Directors of Rotary International, and the Boulder Rotary Club, I want to thank you all for the hard work as you did of serving this particular Rotary Club. Past President Marty, I hereby declare that the new officers and directors are now installed. You may now give Mike Brady the Kenya Ruga as a symbol of the transfer of the club's administration. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on down. We're done, right? There's leadership. Come on down. Yeah.
Great leadership. Great leadership style.
Hey, look at that.
It's official, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. My note is on mine. Don't give me a call.
John Sullivan asked me if I hadn't gone to Home Depot because I did threaten, you know, that is an awesome club, but I wanted to give Mike something else like a hammer or something, but I could never find anything that was really worthy or small enough or plastic or whatever. And then I thought, well, maybe a clock, because this particular room does not have one. Now, when President Bill Meyer and we were at Spice of Life, then we had a clock in the back. But you'll notice this year I've kind of wandered around with this, which I now promise to get myself a new cell phone when I get through all of this. But I couldn't find a clock for Mike, and I didn't think a kitty clock or a mantle clock or an alarm clock would be quite the thing. So I gave up. But the thought was still there, Mike. I'm terribly sorry. So you're just going to have to keep time on your own as best you can. So at this point, we get to talk about the year. And I would call this looking at their year with the rear view mirror. And really, it was a year of making a difference. It was a wonderful theme. I really liked it. And I didn't have any benefit other than to be the one that got to be part of that in leading this wonderful club. So I would say, in looking at this year, I define it as a year of people of action. Just think about this. We spent time together volunteering for the Day of Caring. We've walked with the doc, Nelson Trujillo, our not visiting Rotarian. We've gone to the dogs with our canines at a park. We've enjoyed several smaller social gatherings, such as our Rotary Comes Home dinners, the Boulder Dinner Theater stage, and our periodic happy hours. We visited area businesses during our rotation day. We've started 2 new interest clubs, a hiking club and a book club. We've established a Peace Builders Committee. We've created a tree planting initiative, journaled with 24 Whittier elementary students, participated as reading partners, provided books for young readers through the Imagination Library program. We've granted 19 scholarships in 3 areas to graduates of Boulder Valley High Schools. We've volunteered with crayons to calculators. We've helped coordinate an area spelling bee. We've shared gifts with children during the holidays. We've distributed reading materials for the Boulder Public Library's Homebound program. We've told our story through printed articles, letters to the editor, social media, and our new improved website. We formalized an agreement supporting vocational scholarships with our Boulder Rotary Club Foundation and the Leo Hill Charitable Trust. We've collaborated with the YMCA and CU's leadership program and a club presentation. We've joined forces with Boulder Valley Rotary Club in sponsoring a second Congressional District Forum. We've collaborated with Boulder Community Health, Mental Health Partners, and the Boulder Valley Rotary Club in hosting a mental health lecture series. We've raised club and community awareness about mental health treatment. We brought programs and a panel of topical interest for our club meetings. We've protected our speakers' time with a revised meeting agenda, and I'm really proud of that. We've participated in a 3-year strategic planning process. We've refined and revealed our centennial plans for our 100th year, 2018-19, as you can see by our banner and the pins, which hopefully you got a chance to get yours today if you didn't before. And we've welcomed 37 new members. Now, we still have some work to do, and these are the areas that I consider right now under construction. We've defined our K-12 educational program support. We know what it is, but we're not sure exactly where the gaps are, the duplications, where we might expand or collaborate. We've revised our bylaws with 2 sections yet to finalize. One in the area of membership, the other one, sexual harassment. We've developed a new fundraiser called Boulder Beer Trail. More about that soon. They're on the verge of making this debuting very, very soon, we're told. However, it took a little bit more than all those little bullet points to make this year one of making a difference. So I would like to draw your attention to the PowerPoint. It took money and time to make all of this happen. So when we look at our good works and the income that we've raised, that's come from a variety of sources. It's come from contributions, general, they've been memorial gifts, birthday contributions, the endowment for education, and scholarship funds. If you add all that up, you come up with $61,094. And then you take a look at 2 other areas that you've supported, the signature event and Wine to Water. Add those together and you end up with $54,024. Put that all together, you get $115,120. Pretty good for a year's worth of generating money for this club. Give yourselves a hand. Then you might say, well, that's really nice, but what difference does it make? Well, it made a lot of difference in our youth programs. With youth programs, we've supported scholarships, the vocational, residential, study abroad. You've heard reference to spelling bee to literacy, RILA, youth exchange. That totals out to $79,100. Add to that what we've done in the community. And in that area, World Community Service, your different activities have helped support international projects, as well as the Preserve Planet Earth ones. In this area, many in relationship to trees and also to water. The total difference of that ends up being $16,442. Now you might think, there's a difference here. I heard a total and I've got this and there's some money left here. However, the total difference of all of this is $95,541. Congratulations again. Mike is happy about this, and we all should be, because that gives a $20,000 jump start for this year, and I'm sure there are designs on that money. We know there are, because they're in the budget. It's more than money around here, and this is where we go into the non-cash difference. It took a lot of people time to make this happen, and our volunteer hours as I calculate and guesstimate based on what you've said, 3,388 hours of volunteer time this year that you've given in support of this community and actually the country and the world. So again, kudos to you on that one. Now, I asked Doug Geiser, I know that there's some amount of money that in a nonprofit you figure, what is the dollar value for a volunteer's time? And he gave me the figure of $25.97. So if you want to just take that one up a little higher, this is what it totals out to be. $87,986 would be what was given in terms of the financial impact of those volunteer hours. Then we get to the total difference for this year, total financial difference this year, $183,527. Not all bad for a year's work, I'd say. So thank you for that. You made a world of difference. Lest you think it's just dollars and cents around here, and we know that's not the case. We know this isn't a nickel and dime and what do we call them, the fork and dime club or whatever. We get thank you notes, and I'd like to just share one of those with you because this is where we know it makes a difference. We can feel it, but when we get these notes, it affirms that. Dear Boulder Rotary, thank you for the amazing opportunity you've given me by choosing me as a recipient for the scholarship. I'm truly excited to be able to attend CSU as a representative of the Boulder Rotary, and I'm truly blessed, truly honored. Thank you so much. Yours in service, Preston Brantmeyer. You will going to be CSU next year, courtesy of one of our scholarships. And if you remember back in January, we did hear from a gentleman who's in Albuquerque. He received a scholarship from this club when he was at Boulder High School, I think also going to CSU. He's now a retired professor from University of New Mexico, worked at Scandia Labs, and has doctorates and all sorts of credentials to his name. But he said, you know, I wanted to thank you back because without that start at CSU, I wouldn't be where I am now. So it's a wonderful thing that these folks who have been recipients over time remember us. And then just one last note on making a difference. Some of you have done the Crayons to Calculator backpacking for a number of years. This very wise young mother of 3, 8 years ago, brought her little kids. The front, little Curran was in, I call it a front pack. He wasn't even a year old. And they were there again Wednesday of this week. She brings them every year, and she said, you know, it's such a wonderful thing because the Rotarians are so kind to them and so caring, and I'm so pleased. And she said, but this year, you know, we didn't see some of the people that we used to see. It's okay, there was a new group, and just the point of that is she made a difference in their lives by introducing them to service, with caring for those that didn't have the wherewithal to start school. And you all have made a difference in their lives by your kindness and caring. They have grandparents that are not nearby, they're in Oregon, and some of you with children or grandchildren have in some ways stepped up to be that additional family for them. So I thank you for that, from that family. They call themselves Team Marty. They'll be back next year, and they always get ice cream afterwards. So as I conclude my remarks, I do so with just a great appreciation. It's been a wonderful year. It's some of you ask what's it going to feel like, and certainly all the different groups that I've been part of this year know a lot about Boulder Rotary because I've stepped back, and I think Bill said that the year in his term that's like, in his firm, yeah, we get it, Bill, okay, you know you're doing Rotary. And Mike is independent and is flitting around the world as you are, but they're still going to know more about Boulder Rotary because of that. And I do have a wonderful lasting memory that we so far have maintained. It's a tree in the backyard, a weeping snow fountain tree, fountain cherry tree. So in the spirit of a tree for every Rotarian this year, I have mine, and I'm very, very grateful, and thank you for the ability to serve you as your president. Thank you. You've heard about the programs and you've heard about the activities, and now I'd like to tell you about a few of the people. The challenge, as we well know, is that behind every activity and every person who's ever honored for anything, it was not a solo job. There was very commonly a group behind that individual, a committee. We're no different here. So I'd like to begin our award recognition with the award that's titled Quiet Hero. This particular individual volunteered for several months with meeting management before becoming a Rotarian, facilitated setting up and launching our video archives. This member helped with the program committee automation, worked with the tech committee to design graphics for and video recordings of the 2nd Congressional District Forum, videotaped and posted the mental health lecture series, and quietly kept me connected correctly to the mic. Right, Fred? Fred Hull, our quiet hero. Charlotte. Okay, the next one is our award that's called Service Above Self. This member volunteered to take on organizing, conceptualizing several Preserve Planet Earth projects related to trees. She took the lead in setting up a database for organizing and activating Boulder Rotary Club committees, coordinated this information with the membership committee in expanding member involvement opportunities, established a resource database early on in the formation of the Boulder Beer Trail, and accepted a liaison role with the City of Boulder in the Centennial Committee in the furthering of the tree planting initiative. I would like you to meet our Service Above Self recipient this year, Charlotte Ream. Charlotte. We move next to the Humanitarian Award. This particular member provided opportunities for committee and Boulder Rotary Club members to learn about and participate in educational activities to reduce the stigma of mental illness. Member helped lead the effort to establish a mindfulness garden at Boulder Community Health as a Centennial project. Helped coordinate the mental health lecture series in partnership with Boulder Valley Rotary, Boulder Health Partners, and Boulder Community Health. And lastly, but not leastly, if there's such a word, chaired the Behavior Wellness Committee, where she engaged members by sharing her own personal challenging stories. Our humanitarian for 2017-18, Diana Sherry. As you well know, every year RI has a theme, and making a difference has been ours this year. Our individual who will be receiving this award took on the challenge of updating our Boulder Rotary Club website, created a Boulder Beer Trail page on the web, provided links on the website for our different club activities such as membership and engagement opportunities, co-chaired the RIB online newsletter, co-chaired the Youth Exchange Program for Boulder Rotary, and chaired District 5450's Youth Exchange portion for outbound students. The gentleman who we say made a difference in Rotary, Chad Stam. We have two more to go, and actually there are two that we will be giving at a later date when these members are back from traveling. Our next one is what we call a lifetime achievement. This individual continues to be our go-to person for any legal review of documents or revisions. Spent extensive time reviewing the Boulder Rotary Club Foundation documents and financials while ensuring critical issues were addressed. Our Rotarian continued to serve as Boulder Rotary Club Foundation Treasurer for more than a year after her term as that foundation trustee expired. She provided her Rotary expertise as Area 10 Assistant Governor, participated in the revision of the club's bylaws. And in some families, you have maybe family doctor, you maybe have a family clergy. In our family of Rotary, we have a family attorney, and her name and Lifetime Achievement awardee this year, Deborah Kelly. And the last one right now is the Rotarian of the Year. This particular member assumed the position of treasurer for the Boulder Rotary Club Foundation, where he's provided extensive financial background information and clarity, facilitated the agreement between our club foundation and the Leo Hill Charitable Trust in support of our vocational students. He provided support to Rotary International with its 50-50 match to encourage members to become Paul Harris Fellows. Supported numerous actually, I'm not sure how many to count, just numerous, young Imagination Library readers. And if you ever watch him walking around, he has enough pens that really, he lives and walks the talk. Our Rotarian of the Year, Michael Weatherwax. Well, Michael, I think it's time to switch banners, unless you think there's something else we should do. Sing a song, tap, or I think I'm run out of things to say. Surprising, I know, Robert.
How about that?
How about that? Is it right side up? So, I know you'll continue to make a difference because we can't live life any other way. So now, President Michael, be the inspiration.
Thank you. You're not going away. Gifts here for you.
Oh, I'm going to take my clock. You don't want my clock. My clock is a designer clock. It was from our garage sale, and my husband helped, well, you did the whole thing. Put pictures of all of the board members in there so that I can look over there. And I'm not sure whose face it is right now, but Mike didn't want it, and actually it's mine, so I'm keeping it.
thank you for all your excellent work this past year, Marty. Past President Bill Meyer and I have really enjoyed being part of the leadership team with you. And in honor of that, we found this, it's kind of hard to see here. Maybe I'll open it up here. It is a gold pendant, like that, with the rotary wheel in the middle for you.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. That's great. Thank you.
Okay. Stay there. You're not going to.
Yep.
And then the second gift is really just for me, because I'm going to need some help every once in a while. And I'm going to be disappointed if I come over to your house and I don't see this prominently displayed right there in the living room. All right? Okay.
It depends.
Okay. So Commissioner Gordon, when he needed help and he needed Batman, he had this whole, spotlight thing. And I thought that would be excessive. All right?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. So instead, I have a Batman red phone, okay? You take that. Now, the way this works is I have a red phone on mine, all right? So when I need some assistance and some help, what I do is I click this, and that rings, and I say, Marty, it looks like the meeting's running late. It might be 5 minutes late. What do I do? And then you'll help me out. What do you say? She doesn't know I'm doing this.
What do I say? I'm going to tell you that you're not going to cut the speaker short, that you should have changed your agenda so that you had it timed out right.
Excellent. And that never happened when I was president.
Twice.
Thank you, Marty, for everything. All right.
Thank you.
So here we are. This is great. So it's been said about me that I have some enthusiasm and maybe hyperbole every once in a while, and that's not true. Those accusations are false. All I can say is that I'm proud to be here at Boulder Rotary Club, the best place to be on a Friday afternoon in the entire universe. So my father once said that when someone says they're going to be, don't worry, I'll be brief, you know they're going to go for a long time, all right? That's the first clue. And so here I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to be long-winded, and you can hope that I'll be brief. Before I go into a few announcements and some thanks, etc., I do want to update on a couple of our members that are having some medical issues. Rich Irvin, if you could keep him in your thoughts. He recently had neck surgery. Scott Nelson is going through some treatments as well, some bone marrow. Keep him in your thoughts. And I'm very sad to say that most recently, Carl Tinsman had a stroke 1 week ago in Paris. He is doing better. Every day is getting better. We don't know an awful lot more than that. But he is able to walk around, and he's getting better every single day. So please keep Rich and Scott Nelson and Carl Tinsman in your thoughts and prayers. I wanted to thank a few people here today who make this meeting go so well. I'm just so honored that there's so many people here, and the food was great. Greeter, Peter Ewing, he was your first point of contact, and did you not feel welcome when he sat there and stood there and welcomed you? Registration, of course, was Kathy Olivier and Sue Churches, Jean Lindeke. I saw Elizabeth Dodd. If I've forgotten anyone, I'm really sorry, but you guys make the registration such a smooth process. Fred Hull, Quiet Hero. When I found out just before the meeting that he got the Quiet Hero, is there anybody more perfect than that? Thank you for every time making the meeting management go so smoothly. Couple others I wanted to thank. Spice of Life. Okay, David Rubin was going to be here. He's the owner of Spice of Life. We've had a relationship with them for 20 years, and it is smooth, it is professional, and he gives back to his community by giving us such a great deal. So if you were ever looking for a great caterer, I'm telling you, they are the people to go to because they've been a great partner of ours for many years. So I wanted to thank them. Boulder Jewish Community Center. This is a great facility. I believe Sarah is here in the audience, and so I wanted to really thank her because I think we were the first long-term tenant for Boulder Jewish Community Center, and it has been an awesome partnership. And so thanks to her. I wanted to thank my wife, Cassidy. You guys, I don't know if you can imagine what it's like on a Friday morning at my house, but we're doing a lot of Rotary stuff, and she is so incredible, and I know I'm going to lean on her this next year. You get 2 for 1 with this particular package, and so thank you, Cassidy, for all the work that you've done. Yeah. I wanted to thank my extended Rotary family. I introduced you all to them. I'm just so honored that all of you guys came, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the future. Maybe less hard than I did as district trainer, but I'm looking forward to that in the future as well. A couple of announcements before I have my concluding. Wine to Water is in a week and a half, July 22nd. Now you're saying, why am I bringing this up? Because before you leave here, if you're thinking about going to Wine to Water, you need to buy some tickets, all right? It's going to be great. Our good works are supported by our fundraisers. It's a good time. Go because it'll be a great time with wine and food. And Joanna Kane, is Joanna still here? See, okay, stand up, Joanna. Stand up. See, that's Joanna. Okay, she's the person who hooks you up with the tickets. John Rieger, too. John, stand up there. He's got his hand up there. Okay, stand up. There you go. And then next week's program is Stephen Trainer. He's going to introduce the orchestral work. Scheherazade. I practiced at Scheherazade. It couldn't be like Swan Lake or something, okay? Which is part of this year's Colorado Music Festival. Kaylin Lupinow. Lupinow, yeah. We'll play the violin solos on the work, and the speakers and the singer will engage in dialogue. So come, because it's going to be great. Come if you want to see me butcher the name again. Whatever it takes, it's going to be a great program. There's an old saying that 12 frogs are on a tree limb over the pond. 12 frogs decide to jump in the water. How many frogs are still on the limb? 12. Deciding to jump and actually jumping are 2 different things. The theme is be an inspiration, and that comes in many forms. We just heard about the dollar impact, but it's so much more than the dollar impact. It's the lives that we are changing, the impact. That's the real lasting benefit. At this club, we have different levels of engagement. All of them are important. Some, it's coming to the lunch. Others, it is financially supporting, joining a committee, chairing a committee, being a leader that we just saw up here. We could not do it without all of those various levels. This year is our 100th year. This is going to be exciting. So I ask, maybe give a little bit more. Think about what you can do to be a little bit more inspiration to your fellow members, be an inspiration to our community, because that ripple effect is real. And if you don't believe it, please open your eyes, because it is impactful what Rotary is doing, and it is impactful what Boulder Rotary Club is doing. We have 100 years that we've proven it. We have another 100 years that we can continue to make that big impact. So let's all be a part of it together. With that, this meeting is officially adjourned.